Hi there, and welcome to insidetracks.co.uk, the website that tries to help you to trade smarter. We have videos on YouTube. We call it the Inside Tracks Betfair Trading Academy. There's 100 videos there for you to watch. Go to the website and you'll find them broken down into different categories. We've also got a newsletter which you can try out free for 14 days. Just go to the website again and see what that's about. And that can give you quite a few winners if you are available to do so. Today, we're going to look at a particular issue which has come up several times to me. And so I'm addressing it for everyone to know exactly what the situation is. So the title of the video is Make Each Way Pay. And it really looks at a rule that bookmakers have to follow. That means that when you are trading Betfair, they have to follow a rule and you don't, which gives you the opportunity to win money no matter what happens, because it's a bit of a loophole. So what is this loophole? You might be asking, and I'm going to go into that next. So it's about each way betting, and it's about each way bets. Just a simple reminder, it's very basic, but it has to be said, otherwise I might lose someone along the way. An each way bet is in fact two bets. So you're actually putting two bets on the horse. So £5 each way is not in fact a £5 bet. It's a £10 bet. It's £5, as we can see down here. So if the horse is 10 to 1, of course you don't want to really be backing any horse, say less than 4 to 1 each way, because basically one of your bets goes on to win at those odds. So that's 10 to 1, say. And the £5 place bet. So you're betting on the horse to place, and part of your half of your stake is on for the horse to place. Now, I've said at question mark, and of course, it does depend on the number of runners in the race as to what in fact you'll get as odds for your place bet. But the total stake is £10. Some people sometimes get mixed up. They think a £5 each way bet is in fact £5, but it's not. It's in fact a £10 bet, £5 on to win and £5 on to place. But what odds will you get for your place? Well, let's have a quick look at that. Excuse me. So the bookmakers have rules, and this is where they don't have any option as to what they pay for a place. It's laid down in their statute that they must do to get a bookmaker's license. So what a bookmaker pays out for the place part of an each way bet will depend on the number of runners. So if it's 1 to 4 runners, there's no places. It's too few runners there, and it's you can't do an each way bet on a 1 to 4 runner race. But you can do a place bet if you're on Betfair, but you can't with a bookmaker. So it's a win only bet. 5 to 7, it's a quarter of the odds. That's what I'm saying. It's no point in doing an each way bet anything less than 4 to 1, because basically you do actually just want to get your money back. You can, I suppose, if you're really thinking about it, be using the place part of your bet as a sort of hedging tool, and therefore you don't mind not getting your money back. But generally speaking, people use a each way bet. The win part of the bet, if it doesn't win, then they would like to see the place part of the bet at least get them their win stake back and break even. So if you're in a 5 to 7 runner field and you've got a 4 to 1 shot and you have an each way bet and it comes second, then you'll get a quarter of the odds even money for your place bet, which means your £5 becomes £10, and therefore you will have basically your stake back. If you go for less than those odds, of course, went to 3 to 1, then you'd only get 3/4, 3/4 of your place bet back, which means that you would lose at least 1/4 overall. So you're going to get whatever it is, £8 something back, and you lose £1.30 or so. So 8 runners, you get a fifth of the odds, 1, 2, 3 places. 12 to 15 runners, handicap race, only quarter of the odds, 1, 2, 3, and 16 plus runners, handicap races, only quarter of the odds, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, funnily enough, in order to compete with each other and to attract money, particularly in big races on big race days, you'll see other bookmakers giving extra places. And that's a nice little bonus for this particular strategy. And we'll talk about that in a minute. So where's actually this value that you can take advantage of? Where do the odds not stack up in terms of Betfair offering you better odds than or actually bookmakers offering you better odds than Betfair? So the value comes in the odds the bookmakers must give you versus the odds you can get on Betfair Exchange. So if I can try and look at this, is an 8-runner race. So we're just over the crossover point for getting 1, 2, 3 places on a fifth of the odds. And we're looking at horse A and horse B. Horse A is 11 to 2. Horse B is a very short-priced favourite, and the rest are 9 to 1 plus. So the place odds that the bookmaker is going to have to give you is 11 to 10. It's 11, 5 times 2. So it's 11 to 10 that he must give you, can't not. And that in digital odds is 2.1. And what we often find is on the exchange, you will have exactly the same horse. 6.5 is in fact 11 to 2, but the place odds that they're offering are lower because actually that's what is being matched, and that is in fact correct. And they don't have to give this 11 to 10, this 2.1. So what we see is that the bookmaker is offering you 2.1 because he must, and Betfair is saying no, that's too generous. It's a skewed race because we've got a very low price favorite here. We'll only give you 1.87, but of course Betfair's great because that 1.87 means that you can lay it around about those odds as well. So if you can back it at 2.1 for a place and lay it at 1.87 for a place, then of course your value sits here at 0.23. Now that's guaranteed. So long as you can get your bookmaker to give you 11 to 2, which is 6.5, and so long as you can also find 6.5 as lay odds on Betfair, so you can lay off the win part of your bet for no gain, no loss, and then all you have left is your place part of your bet, where the bookmaker is offering you something decent, and the Betfair is offering you something that somebody else will match, which is probably more the actual price that you should be getting. So you'll ask yourself, what would I do? Well, if you find a race that gives you these characteristics, and let me be clear, not every race does this. It's only certain races. I'll come to that in just a second. So if you can get 2.1 on the place part of your bet, and you can lay that place part of your bet off at 1.87, then either you let the green bit, this bit here, the 0.23 ride. So if the horse is placed, you will make 0.23 on whatever your stake is. Or you can look to basically green up, and you can do that by calculations, and there are calculators out there that can do that for you. Each way calculators can be found. So you can green up. Generally speaking, what I like to do if I am finding races like this is that I will let the 0.23 ride, and also sometimes, as I've told you, the extra places is useful because, you know, sometimes, I mean, I haven't seen it, but it's more in bigger runner fields. But let's just say this was a very, very important race, and some bookmaker decided that they were going to not offer you a fifth of the odds on the first three, but the first four, which would be incredibly generous. Then you would obviously get even better value and even higher margins, because you could find a horse where you could get better maiden advantage, and also you would get paid out on an extra place. So that's where the value lies, and it's up to you whether you want to let it ride or green up. So when are what races does this happen in, and when does this occur, and when are you likely to find these particular differentials being offered? And there's three criteria you should be looking for that tend to produce the best differentials. You need decent differentials, because clearly Betfair is going to take its commission from you, and even if you are an extremely large gambler, you'll still have to pay some commission, and a lot of people are paying 5%, so it has to be a decent differential. So the first criteria is when a lot of the book is taken up by a short-priced favourite. That means that basically you have a total focus on the favourite, and therefore there's no money really for the other players in the field, and so you're getting bigger prices both on well, you're basically getting the money going to the short price favourite, and the other runners are priced out. So if you've got a 1-to-5 shot, the next horse will be likely to be priced out at 9-to-2 or bigger, even 11-to-2, maybe even bigger than that. And what you find then is that you're getting a very good price from the bookmakers, because then they have to give you the fifth of the odds or the quarter of the odds. Big fields is the other time you get it, and at the crossover point, so between 7 and 8 runners, and it was the point I made, and 8 runner fields are something you look out for, and also the other crossover points that you've seen previously in the video. So that's when it tends to happen. So look out for very short price favorites, look out in big fields with short price favorites, and look at the crossover points when you get as I said, 7 to 8, when you're getting three places for a fifth. That's when you need to be looking. So what else to look out for? There's several things that make this strategy better, and I've mentioned one of them. The first one, bookmakers extra places, particularly in big races, on big race days. They're competing against each other, and this is one of the ways they like to compete. They don't seem to mind giving away those small edges, but those small differentials. But actually, it's quite nice for us because we can make a little bit of money, and that's nice. That's nice for us. It's not going to do them too much damage. Best odds guaranteed will improve the odds on drifters. So if you do an each way strategy bet, and instead of it being 11-2, it goes out to 13-2, then instead of 11 to 10, you'll get 13 to 10, and the differential will be even bigger because you'll have probably, if you are like me, have laid off the place part at the what's on Betfair, and then you're getting a even better rate, so the differential goes bigger. There's other things that makes this strategy worse. Bookmakers are wise to this. The close accounts that make too much money, so it's not it's not going to make you rich. You need quite a large bank as returns are quite low. We're talking about 4, 5, 8% max. And even though it's guaranteed, and that's you don't mind low, or you don't mind getting low returns if with big banks if it's guaranteed. If it wasn't, then it'd be stupid really to be putting large amounts of money on to win small amount. And of course, the more commission you pay, the less of the guaranteed returns you'll get. So that's the thing that you can do. Look out for. I think there are several sites that will tell you the horses for the day that are going to be good each way strategy plays. But from my perspective, if you look for those 3 criteria, you look at the bookmakers' offers, and you will at some point find the race, but they're not that often. Probably about when you've got 5 races, five events on a Saturday, you'll probably find about half a dozen that qualify for this. On a normal race day, probably less. So quite a lot less actually. So it's not a huge strategy, but it just is one that you can look out for. And if you can make a 5 or a tenner each time, it's probably quite nice to have in your back pocket. If you like this video, please do like and subscribe, and you can definitely comment if you have a view on what I've said. Any view, I don't mind. Pro, against, otherwise adding to what I've said. Preferably adding to what I said, because I'm still learning myself. But please comment, and I'll certainly get back to you. Whatever the comments are, I generally respond. So good luck to you all. I hope this has been a useful video, and I hope that you find the race you're looking for and you make a little bit of money out of it. Cheers then. Bye.